Remember when Donald Trump said that he was going to drain the swamp? Well, take a look at this. Mick Mulvaney, that's Trump's head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Mick Mulvaney says in Congress he only talked to lobbyists who gave him money. Quote, if you're a lobbyist who never gave us money, I didn't talk to you. If you're a lobbyist who gave us money, I might talk to you. Hey, idiot, that's the part that you're not supposed to say out loud. So there is something that's like a little bit of a shock to the system and actually refreshing in terms of the Trump administration, and it's this. You know, other politicians have the wherewithal to know the parts that you're not supposed to say out loud, the parts that you're supposed to say behind closed doors in the smoke-filled back room when you're talking to the CEOs and the hedge fund managers and the billionaires and all that. But they just blurt it out. And corruption is such a given, such a day-to-day fact in Washington, D.C., that he didn't miss a beat. He thought, like, yeah, this is the way it works. But do you not get, like, if you stop and think about that for a split second, you'll realize this is the heart of absolutely everything that's wrong with politics in this country today. Every problem can be traced back to this. This is the root of every single problem. But I don't think Mick Mulvaney has ever, like, stopped and thought, well, hold on, let me evaluate this stuff objectively and think about what would be a system that's a good system for my fellow Americans, that's mutually beneficial to everybody. He's so jaded and so ignorant that he just, like, thrust himself into this terrible system and he rationalizes its existence. So he just thinks, yeah, I'll just talk about how it really works, and this is how it really works. So yeah, if you're a lobbyist and you pay me, I'll meet with you. If you don't pay me, I won't meet with you. Well, why not just admit then that at the end of the day, the constituents aren't even in your mind. They're nowhere on your agenda. You'll sit there and take the meetings with the lobbyists, and of course, at the end of the day, you do their bidding because they're giving you money. So this is the heart of the corruption in our system. All of the coverage that's being given to Stormy Daniels, for example, they should replace that with this. This is the heart of everything that's wrong in American politics, and the Trump administration is openly talking about how they love it and they participate in it and they think it's awesome. Okay, so here's exactly why this is a problem. I'm going to give you the specifics when it comes to a guy like Mulvaney. The payday lending industry donated more than $60,000 to Mulvaney's past congressional campaigns. Since Mulvaney took over at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the government's consumer watchdog, the Bureau dropped sanctions against the online payday lender NDG Financial Corp., which was accused of running a cross-border online payday lending scheme. It scrapped another lawsuit against 4 Kansas-based payday lenders that allegedly stole millions of dollars from consumers' bank accounts to pay debts they didn't owe. The agency shut down a probe into the World Acceptance Corp., which donated at least $4,500 to Mulvaney's congressional campaigns. And the CFPB is reconsidering a rule that would have imposed restrictions on payday and short-term lenders, such as making sure borrowers would be able to pay them back. So there you have it. This is the perfect example. The predatory payday loan industry gives this guy a bunch of money, gave Trump a bunch of money his inauguration too, and then, wow, everything this administration does is in favor of that industry to screw over regular people, and this is the same administration that has the nerve to say, the forgotten man will never be forgotten again. They're more than just forgotten here. You're stabbing them in the back on purpose because the lobbyists gave you money to do so. So this is, again, this is as bad as it gets, man. This is as bad as it gets. This is the heart of everything that's wrong in the American political system. And the Democrats should be pointing this out and screaming about it nonstop. And the media should be pointing this out and screaming about it nonstop. Because if the media is doing their job, they're supposed to be a watchdog of the people in power. Any decent watchdog would realize, oh shit, they're kind of bragging about screwing over their constituents and serving the lobbyists that pay them. So now I will do my noble duty of being the fifth estate. Is it the fifth estate or the fourth estate? I don't know why I'm blanking on that. But whatever. I'll call them out and make sure everybody's educated on what's happening here so they can take proper action in response to it. And obviously, on top of voting out these monsters, we really need to get money out of the political system and get clean elections by law, because you're never going to get rid of this until you make it illegal to have private donations in the system. Because when you have those private donations, one man, one vote is destroyed. Because obviously Sheldon Adelson's voice and the Koch brothers' voice and George Soros' voice is way louder, and they get what they want way more than the voice of a random grandma in Wyoming who can barely pay the bills and can only donate $5 to a given political campaign. So this is the heart of everything wrong in the system. If you're wondering why tax policy is biased in favor of the rich, if you're wondering why policy on war is biased in favor of the military-industrial complex, if you're wondering why healthcare policy is biased in favor of the health insurance companies, if you're wondering why banking policy is biased in favor of the bankers, why lending policies are biased even in favor of predatory payday lenders where they get away with crimes and they can charge over 900%. That's what they can charge right now, and they scrap investigations and shit. This is exactly why right here. They're telling you. They're upfront about it. So get outraged over it, and let's take action, and let's change shit, because the worst thing that could happen is he admits something like this, and then it just fucking flounders and goes away. Because this is your real scandal. Here's your real scandal. They're letting you know we live in an oligarchy or a kleptocracy or a plutocracy. They're letting you know it. So now we have to act in response to it to clean everything up and actually drain the swamp.